This is the same thing I did last time. I'm going to make him swear. Only give him the sword if he swears not to attack Luna. Is this the one you're supposed to pick? Give Darren his sword after making him swear not to attack Luna. Only give him the sword if he swears not to attack Luna. Okay, there we go. Again with this and blah blah blah. And we have already read all this. I'm not going to read it again. This is the part where we're looking at a map, where the map shows Luna has a map where it shows like where the various like enemies are in the fucking castle, in the ogre stronghold. So we are going to ask, can Araka maintain the hologram if you close the amulet? What do the dots have different colors? Is that supposed to be what I'm supposed to ask? Always get lost in the fucking guide. Ask where the dots have different colors. Why do the dots have different colors? It's just going to dots. Blue dots are the mages, red dots are the warriors, green dot is the shaman, purple dot is the captain. She can tell the difference? Yeah. We already read all this because this is exactly what I picked last time as well. Here's a unknown action. The guide says I should take the gems. I believe I did not take the gems because I was like, oh, this might be a trap, but whatever, take the gems. Open one of the coffers and start filling my pockets with diamonds and rubies. Seriously, Barry? Darren says, we came here to get the chalice, not to rob the ogre's blind. This whole room is full of treasure, I tell him. A few missing gems here and there aren't going to make much of a difference. After I'm done with the gems, I join the others who are now standing in front of a marble pedestal on top of which lies the chalice we have come here to retrieve. And right, this is the chalice which is going to rotate, and the captain is right behind this, and we're gonna get trapped because there's a trap here. Alright, this situation. There's this situation where it appears like the center of the room is going to fall, but actually, no, the exterior of the room is supposed to fall, in which case I ran inwards, which I got fooled. I've been made a buffoon because I ran inwards and then the inside falls, which is the most complex thing I've ever seen an ogre do. But it is a very good trap that actually worked IRL. So choose to maintain your position. Tell Rose and Kate that you need to maintain our position. No, I tell Rose and Kate, don't move. This is exactly what he wants us to do. Just stay where you are. The two of them hesitate for a second, but after looking me in the eye, they both decide to trust my judgment and stay behind with me. Seriously, Iluna says as the ogre captain smashes his club into the ground. The floor starts to shatter, but as I predicted, the cracks in the ground stop forming right in front of us. It turns out that we were standing above one of the underground cave walls, just like Hardrick and the ogre captain. Iluna quickly reacts by jumping on the wall and by using it to propel herself to our position before the floor comes underneath her feet. Well, what do you know? She says. You were actually right, Darren. Rose shouts while looking down inside the chasm that are formed in the middle of the room. Looking inside the pit, I said, Darren. Yeah, Darren. This is the whole situation where Darren like is hanging on the end and whatnot. Who cares? We've already seen this. Then she will save them and whatnot. We're supposed to ask, how do you know that the caravans below us won't lead to a dead end? How do you know what the caravans below us? Yeah, this one. We found a pretty detailed map of the tunnels in the ogre's library. Iluna says, Araka, do you think you can add it to the map of the fort? Yeah, give me a sec. Araka says. A few seconds later, a new level and adds to the map or whatnot. Hologram. There's the exit. How do we get down with the broken scaffolding? While I was falling earlier, I saw that there were another broken scaffolding right below. Appears to be in good condition, so there should be no problem in climbing all the way down to the bottom of the mines. Can you just cast a teleportation spell? Yeah, you only cast like one person and whatnot. Anyway, we're gonna go down into the chasm. So this is where we are getting chased by the underlings of the ogre, and the main shaman ogre is running away. And what we are dealing with right now is there are some traps in front of us. Araka is like, I'm figuring them out, and we don't have time. But the guide says wait for Araka to go look at the traps. So we're gonna go with, we could at least wait until the ogres reach the cave floor. They'll still need another 5 minutes to catch up to us after that, so we'll have plenty of time left to finish off the guards and exit the tunnels. Fine, Darren says, but if he doesn't have an answer until then, we're making a run for it. Got it. 2 magical explosions, spells, whatever, we'll be fine. So this is where we get trapped in the illusion world. So in this situation, we're supposed to have what's happening in the real world right now. So we're gonna pick that. Does the shaman plan to kill us while we are trapped in here? No. Iluna says, shaman rituals are different from mind-affecting spells. First of all, time flows differently in this place. A year spent in this world amounts to only 1 second of the real. Wow, that is amazing. That's good for research if you just want to sit down and research. Secondly, the shaman is also trapped in here with us, so what's the purpose then? Adric says, isn't that some sort of dream? Aren't we just supposed to wake up once we die? You may not be familiar with these types of spells once they aren't all that common on the other continent. Yeah, we already read all this. So we are at another junction. We are supposed to have, let's see, it requires 3 points in observation. We have 4 points in observation. It requires 2 speed, and we have 4 speed, so we are good, definitely. Last time I had Hardrick went go and kill the Shaman Ogre, but this time we are gonna go after the Shaman Ogre ourselves while the rest of the team deals with the foxes or wolves or whatever they were. So volunteer go after the Shaman. Volunteer go after the Shaman. Observe check level 3. I volunteer for the job, I say. I should be able to handle the Shaman by myself if he can only cast spells from his staff. Are you sure? Darren says. Yeah, we don't know how many wolves are going to come out of that forest, I say. Even Hardrick would both stay here in case we get really bad. Things get really bad. I'll try to end this as quickly as possible. Wish me luck. I start running towards the woods in the direction of the Shaman's footstep. As I enter the forest, I start to slow down my pace, making sure that there are no traps or ambushes set up ahead of me. The footsteps have been leading me in the same direction, so I started following them. There have been no obstacles of any kind in my path since I walked into the woods. Could it be the Shaman was too busy getting as far away as possible from the wolves to lay down any kind of traps? I start to pick up my pace while at the same time trying to remain as vigilant as possible. When it looks as if I'm finally starting to catch up with the Shaman, I hide behind a tree. Then I take a good long look ahead of me. The trail of footsteps ends abruptly in the middle of the snow. There is no one in sight. He must be invisible. But why isn't he moving? When he sees me, did he see me before I hid behind the tree? I suddenly realize that the snow is not completely uniform on the right side near the end of the trail of the footsteps. It's barely noticeable, but it's definitely different from the rest of the snow. That's it. That's why he is not moving. He must have purposely made his tracks so easy to follow in order to boost my confidence and make me attack without hesitating. He's trying to trick me into rushing towards the end of the trail, when in reality he's covered his last set of tracks. He's waiting to attack me from behind. Judging by the looks of the snow, I think I can guess accurately enough where the Shaman is actually standing. I grab my dagger firmly in both hands and start rushing towards the Shaman. The ogre panics and it dismisses the invisibility spell automatically as he prepares to attack me. Now, I've always found it weird when people grab a dagger by their both hands. Like, if it's a child, I can understand, but like adults holding dagger with their two hands is always somewhat weird to me for some reason. I always looked at it like, if it was a sword, I could probably understand, but a dagger, that's kind of weird. I mean, I don't know why it feels like dagger should only be used with like one hand for some reason in my mind. But whatever the case is, here we are. Prepares to attack. Speed checked, successful level 2. Defeated Ogre Shaman. His staff takes too long to charge up. I managed to stick my knife in his chest. The Shaman spits out blood as I prepare to land the finishing blow. The world around me suddenly starts spinning around me, and then I soon find myself standing in the middle of the cave again, with all of my friends beside me. They all seem to have woken up because they are now looking around themselves to confirm that we are indeed back in the abandoned mines below the Ogre Fort. Oh, that was the killing blow. I thought he didn't die, but whatever. Before I get the time to fully regain my senses, a bright green light envelops Illuna, then disappears almost as quickly as it appeared. The Shaman then starts laughing hoarsely before coughing some blood in the cave's floor. This is the end, Banshee, Shaman says as he coughs some more. For both of us, the spell I just cast on you was a curse of death, a shamanic spell that kills both caster and his target. You most likely have less than an hour to live. My life was forfeited the moment I managed to get myself cornered with my own shaman ritual. But at least now I'll get the satisfaction of dragging the traitor who started all this mess to the underworld. He then laughs hoarsely again and starts to turn into ashes. Damn it, Hardrick says. He jumps towards the Shaman, but all he gets to punch are his ashes, which are slowly piling on the floor of the cavern. Illuna was a brief state of shock after the Shaman's reveal, but then her expression darkened and she went to sit down on the floor with her walls back against one of the cave walls. What are you waiting for? She asks when she sees us looking at her. Get going. We'll hold the ogre off here. It's not like there's much else I can do in the little time I have left. It's true then, Rose says. What the ogre said? Yes, Illuna says. The curse is much too powerful for me to break with any of the spells I know. Shamans are being generous when he said that I get to live for another hour. From what I can tell, the curse will likely kill me in the next 15 minutes. No, the Rose shouts. You can't give up. You can't give up like that. There has to be a way to. Rose stops mid-sentence because she sees Darren starting to move towards Illuna. When he reaches her, he lifts his sword and looks at the Banshee, knowing without uttering a word. Illuna looks at him and she laughs.